Yesterday, in a debate with your compatriot Donald Tusk, I said that more and more people, in fact, are realizing that when we talk about the future of the European Union, there is emerging, in fact, a new world order. And this new world order, there's a world order where Europe is on its own, more and more. Let's recognize that. There is Putin, who is on a warpath. There is the Chinese leader that has nominated himself as the emperor for life. And there is Trump, who is openly questioning the transatlantic relationship. And by doing so, let's recognize that, also you can recognize that, I think, is putting at risk the security of the European continent. And for that reason, I think, and you didn't go in that proposal, but I think you can agree with it, that's the main reason we need the fastest as possible, I think, European defence community. And let there be no misunderstanding, Prime Minister, not as a body to compete with the NATO, but as a European pillar from the NATO, to strengthen the NATO, and to give the possibility also to the Europeans to act, I should say, on their own. But you have to know with the European defence community that certainly you can also be in favour of, is much more than simply pooling, how should I say it, a number of military budgets, of a number of tanks, or a number of aircrafts. The European defence community is primarily about defending European territory, defending European interests with European lives. And so that means that a European defence community as such can only work under one condition. And that is that we share the same European values, the same European democratic principles, the same rule of law, the same rules of the game that are fundamental in our society. Only then such a defence community can work in the future and defend our interests. So the future of the European Union, Prime Minister, and that is my message to you, is more than an internal market. Is more than a single currency alone. Is even more than only the free movement of people. Let me put it very bluntly. It's a community of values, and I have to tell you very openly that putting judges under political control is, in fact, makes no part of these values. You have to know that. And that is not a question of tradition, if I may say so, because I like also traditions, but that's not a question of traditions. That's a question of principles, of our common community. And don't misunderstand me, Prime Minister, a reform of the judiciary is certainly a goal, a legitimate goal, but forcing judges to retire, delivering them to the will and the whim of the governing majority, can never be part of such a reform. And over the past 3 years, what the Polish government has done, well, they have systematically liquidated the democratic check and balances. And I say that it's not this Parliament who has said that. It's the Venice Commission who said loud and clear that your reforms, and I quote now the Venice Commission, you're part of the Venice Commission, and I quote them, bore a striking resemblance with the institutions in the Soviet Union and its satellites. And I think that sums it all up, what they have said. So instead of what is happening now, rejecting 2 infringement procedures, ignoring the verdicts of the European Court of Justice, I use this occasion, Prime Minister, to an appeal to you personally. You were a youngster who was in fact engaging with Solidarność. You were part of the team that have negotiated directly the accession of Poland to the European Union. So I ask you personally, really, turn the wheel and bring Poland back into the family of democratic nations. Away of the illusion of so-called illiberal states, back and bring them back again, Poland, into the centre of European politics, instead of letting it linger at the fringes. This dream of an intermarum, the 12 Central and Eastern European countries from the Baltics to the Black Sea working together. It's a mirage, it's an illusion. even Germany, Prime Minister, is a small nation today, even when many Germans maybe don't recognize it. It's only together in a world of empires, Russia, China, that we can do it. And it's a big mistake, I have to tell you, to think that we can then fight on union in regional clusters. So I conclude, I believe a division of Europe, as it is the case now a little bit, let's be honest, is only welcomed by one man, one autocrat. That's Vladimir Putin. And Poland knows better than any other country what the fate is of our continent if the Tsar of Russia or the comrade of the Soviet Union is running the game in Europe. Don't play it. Thank you.